Hi everyone, my name is Cameron Maynard, and this is my Week 4 video podcast reaction. Um, I enjoyed watching the two videos we were assigned for this week. The first video, which covered SPJ's media ethics, was a rehashing of a bunch of stuff I already knew and practiced as a journalist. Things like doing the right thing, upholding professional and ethical standards, not manipulating photos, seeking the truth and reporting it, serving the public, minimizing harm, and not accepting free stuff. That's all stuff I pretty much already knew about the journalism business, and I always abide by those standards with my quality and reputation as a journalist in mind at all times. One helpful thing I learned in that video, was to not manipulate photos simply because I'd never given any thought to the manipulation of photos in journalism. Now, I've never manipulated a photo. I've only cropped photos as a sports journalist. But however, I still think the knowledge I gained in this video about anti-photo manipulation can make me realize that it's never okay to do that, and that's something that I will keep in mind going forward. Another helpful thing I learned from this video was acting independently. As a journalist, I've always operated with the knowledge that my main goal is to serve the public and make sure my readers get the quality journalism they are looking for. But I never really thought that it could be described as acting independently. Watching this video armed me with even more knowledge that success as a journalist cannot be achieved without keeping your audience in mind, and you must make sure that they get the stories they're looking for. And as far as the TED Talk by Pat Ferrucci about how stereotyping race was thought provoking as well. It was unfortunate to hear him talk about how sports journalists, as well as people, stereotype certain groups based on their race. And that's something we should never do. We should never assume that a certain group of people are all going to act a certain way because, we don't know those individuals. And we won't know them unless we meet them all face to face and talk to them and hear their life stories. So therefore, we shouldn't assume that they're all going to act a certain way. Um, One helpful thing that he mentioned in the TED Talk was when he brought up the fact that sports journalists refer to intelligence or effort when talking about Tom Brady's success, and that they refer to physical strength or natural talent when talking about Cam Newton's success. And it was a perfect example in that we should never use a set attribute or two to always talk about when talking about someone of a specific race or ethnicity. People of all walks of life and all backgrounds should be praised for any good attribute they have. If someone seems like they're smart and have a good work ethic, they deserve to be talked about in that light. If an athlete has physical strength or natural talent, they deserve to be recognized for it. It doesn't matter what race or ethnicity they are. Stereotyping anyone is never okay, in my opinion. Another helpful thing he mentioned in the TED Talk was that bad things start to happen when we start to label people and treat groups as the same. And it was helpful because it gives me the knowledge that people don't deserve to be stereotyped just because of the group they're in. I can also use that knowledge to my advantage as a journalist when writing stories and doing interviews in the future. I'm big on respect and treating people the way they'd like to be treated. And, by not stereotyping people, you'd be respecting them, no doubt. And everyone deserves respect and to be treated the way they want to be treated. Everyone should follow the golden rule.